Hi everyone, welcome to the Stuff and Talk show. So again, as I promised, I have delivered with another video. So when I made my first video, which was the travel blog up to Bath, actually, check that out, I promised that I would make a lava theme build. And I've been working on this for quite a while, so I'm actually really excited to actually bring it to everyone. Now, how do I come to make this idea? So, well, first of all, I'll say, if you don't know me, I really have a fascination when it comes to lava and fire. And I really found it really fascinating when you really look at characters from the mythical ages. You know, it doesn't matter if it's the Roman times or anime with cartoons where the strongest characters always having lava or fire powers, or even, I mean, let's not forget the Avatar. I mean, the Fire Nation has always been this, on top. Till, eventually they were destroyed by just the one and only. So I always been really fascinated by fire and, especially the historical significance that it has. So I thought, other than just kind of, the historical side of things, it just looks pretty cool. And honestly, that's the most important part when it comes to themes. So that's what I have for you. And I will kind of go, first of all, into the equipment that you need first so that we just can get that out of the way. And then I'll kind of go I'll break it down so that you can easily implement this in your own PC theme. So, catch you with it. Okay, so now I'm going to go over first of all, I'm going to break it up into the two separate parts when it comes to PC, which be the GPU and also the CPU heatsink. Now, just kind of going first with the GPU. So if we get started here, so really, this is the one part that I really kept the same. I never bothered to change it just because it's more hassle. With all the configurations that I have, I just kept it the same. There's no need to change it. Lava is always red, it's always yellow. You can't go wrong with that unless you want to go the blue fire one, which, hey, you know what? Drop down the comments below if you would like me to do that, because I'll be happy to do that. That actually would be pretty sick. But either way, so what I basically have for you is you can this is the moment to kind of pause the video if you just want to kind of copy this exactly, but it's very simple. So what I did was I went to, you have many options, at least with the GPU I had the MSI Dragon one, and I went to Mystic Lights, and then I had this option. So I went with the first option here, and I like the fade in effect because it's not too in your face. I want, if anything, the GPU lights are just not really, they're just there. They're there. They're not meant to serve anything. You want really all the attention on either the lights, the RAM, or I would say even the heatsink. I think it has a cooler effect. So this is, again, just for red, just for color. So what I have is the fade in effect, and you can even copy the exact configurations I have here. It just basically turns red, as you can see in the video that I've done. It turns red, and then it turns yellow, and then it kind of goes back and forth. So, that, again, is really quite straightforward. Corsair Intro, real quick. So again, this is the bread and the butter of the build. Now, again, I was telling you, Corsair, I was not too, or with the Cool Master, I wasn't so happy with. And the reason why, again, was the options were so limited, and I think it's utter crap. For what you pay for, it is crap. But cooling wise, it was great. Now, the other side to that would be Corsair. sorry about that. Again, I'm having construction done while I'm trying to redo some footage, so bear with me if the clips are not completely synchronized. Either way, so again with Corsair, the reason why I like it was the options. Again, they're more expensive, but I'll tell you, the reason why I'm a big fanboy of Corsair is because you could do absolutely anything. Not only with the patterns, but with the colors, the different grades of the colors, different schemes, and you even have advanced settings where you have like lightning responsive settings where if you press a keyboard that actually responds to every single key or every single fan or anything. Again, very advanced, very quick, and honestly for me, very easy to use. I installed this in seconds. Not much cable management, simple. Corsair or the Coolmaster was just very complicated, lots of wires everywhere, and honestly I think they look quite outdated for what they should be in this moment. But either way, again, so what I'm going to go over is we're going to go over the keyboard settings, because I think that's the most important part, is the keyboard settings, but also how it's really contingent on the fans, because I have some other effects kind of wrap around the system. So I'm going to show you the keyboard settings, which I have, again, 4 different configurations. I have the fans as well, and also I will be... yeah, actually I think that's it. So let's get back to the computer. So what you see right now is basically all the different themes I've going on. So I'm one of those people that I like a theme, but I get sick of it really quickly. I guess it's a curse of being creative. You get really bored really quickly. So one thing that I really liked was this was my main theme. So I have 3 themes I'll be going over. So for the first one, this is my lava theme, and at the very end, I'll kind of show everything in a kind of like a fast forward moment so that you can kind of copy all the configurations and everything I do, because I feel that when I was looking online on how to do this, they never offered you anything. You had to pay for this stuff, or you had to do stuff. For me, I'm going to give you, it's just very easy. I'll give you kind of rundown, pause the video, and just copy exactly what I do, and it should work perfectly fine. It's just basically like Photoshop, except with keyboard and colors and different patterns. Either way, so lava build, as you can see here, and I'm going to actually show you my keyboard after this, just to kind of show you how it looks. This was actually my main one. When I first got my PC, got super excited, and this was the first one I made. And this is probably my favorite one of all of them, to be honest with you. I tried to recreate it, and I don't think I really pulled it off as well as the others, because this just looks so natural, especially when you actually have all the different types of keycaps I have. It just looks so much more natural. So there is that, but also I've made other renditions of this too. For this one is again something that I kind of copied. So I was, in class one day, I thought, well, you know what, let's change it this way. And instead what I did was, I like the first one, it's just in your face all the time. And when you see that all the time, it just kind of bothers you in a way. So sometimes you need a break. So what I did was, instead, I kind of kept the main part, as you can see here, and as I'll show you again in another montage, that the main part here with the keys are just yellow. They're simple and yellow. But instead, where the parts are not important, that you're not looking at, like the F function keys or the kind of home, delete kind of buttons or spacebar, I made those with the fire. So again, it's less hurting your eyes and more you do your work, but then it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, So again, there's that. Take one. So, this one is also a good favorite of mine. Now, this one, again, I was making a class for work. So I work from home, I'm an online English teacher, and I thought, well, no one, I want to have one of these for work. And I just couldn't, I found both those very distracting when I was teaching. So I got rid of it and I had, yellow. I thought, well, no, it's really boring. I could do better. So I made this. And eventually I actually made something worse. So eventually I made another separate work configuration, but this is more for Twitch. So I was finding out how you basically have lightning. So lightning things. So when you press a button, for example, as you can see here, it ripples. So it has a two-tailed ripple effect that basically extends from not only the keyboard, as you can see here. As you can see, if I press the H button, it goes everywhere. On the home buttons, the number keys, the functions, everything. And I'll actually show you in another montage again. It goes through the fans. It goes through the fans, and also you can see here as well the RAM is actually yellow because you can actually see every time I touch the keyboard, the RAM actually shows those two colors in a wave. Now this is perfect for Twitch because again, you have the beautiful setup, you see the PC, and when people get bored, they're just you're typing away, you're just kind of shooting around, and then obviously you're pressing the keyboards, and then you see like a constant lava kind of fluid fire going through the fans, going through the RAM. So it just looks really cool for Twitch. Anything else is kind of obnoxious. But again, I think, if again you want to show off the PC, it's a perfect display piece. And again, I'll show you a montage in a second about what I'm talking about. Keyboard model work, take one. And this is going to be my probably most boring one, but again, this is for work. Again, as I told you, with work I wanted one that was good but very simple, not distracting in any means. So what I did with this one is very similar to the firework, like the one for Twitch. However, this one instead is just kind of very simple. It has a constant wrapping, a wave that kind of goes from the top part from the Lava Remastered. Basically, all that yellow will be covered in a wave and it'll gradually go through. But what's really cool about this, it goes in a very fluid way and also kind of wraps around. So it goes through the fans too in the RAM. So again, it's cool, it's subtle, and it's not in your face. So you can do work, but you can do it, being cool. Because that's what cool people do. So again, so we're going to end off the keyboard business by just kind of, first of all, looking at some extra recommendations. Things you don't need, but if you want the overkill, well, you got them options. So if we get started here, the first part that I would really go with is, first of all, the main keycaps. So if you didn't know, you can replace any of these keycaps that you have on your keyboard. I have the Cherry mechanical ones, so again, it's a really good premium one, and I would say that again, I was really happy with the Corsair ones, but again, one of the issues I had was that it wasn't really reflective. So the patterns, although it was really nice, it just wasn't what I was expecting. So then I thought, well, no, I was looking at some reviews, and I was really kind of wary about if I buy one, will it actually work with all keyboards? And the answer for that is yes. For the most part, it does. But again, it depends on what you're going for. For the first part here, these are the PBT HyperX, I think the putting keycaps. Again, I'll put the links down below because again, I probably butchered that. These are really great because again, as you see here, they're just really good for, you know, visualizing the full effect. They're very translucent in the bottom, and for that reason, you can easily show everything, and that is just great. It's really handy, and also I feel like the grips as well are pretty good too. So again, I was very happy with this. But comes my one problem. I felt that it was a little too much. So I had technically all this with these keycaps, and I thought that, well, it's kind of a little too much in my face, and I did enjoy that. So again, as we have here with the edges, what I have here is just the regular ones. So I really like contrast. Unless you're really OCD, well, this is definitely going to infuriate you. So again, I wouldn't go with this. But again, if you're like me, who's not afraid to have different keycaps, well, again, I thought it was really good contrast because although they're not really so bright, there are really no effects on this, it's just red. So again, it doesn't make a difference as long as it shines through. That's what matters. Again, all the tension is here, it's not on these. So again, that's why I did that. And I kind of really enjoyed it. And then for the last part here, I have for the main, if you're a gamer, which obviously if you're a gamer, most likely you'll be the one, or a Twitch streamer, you're probably going to be more focused, or probably actually going to consider how important keyboard looks, to be honest. Most people are not going to give a damn. So again, we have the S, A, S, and D, and also we have the main arrow keys. And what I did was, again, you don't need to do this, but sometimes effects and colors, as much as you want to add variety, it just gets a little too much, or it doesn't show as much as you want it to be. So although it really shows really no function, I thought I'm going to make it stand out even further by just, again, having these little caps. So these are really cheap. I got them for about probably £5. Again, you can get metal ones, you can get aluminum, steel, you can get gold. I mean, there's some on Linus Tech that again that was made of metal, a brass. So again, there's no need to do that. Sorry, again, construction outside. Going back to these little caps here. I would say that, again, they're very cheap, and again, you can get the metal, brass, anything you want. So again, I got the cheap ones, but if you really want to shell out, you can spend $32 for probably better ones. And again, maybe in the future I could, but I'm okay with this. Either way, there's really good. Again, they're much like the black ones, but the issue, what I really like about it is with the reflective, when you really surround them in it, it really reflects off the silver, or the silver painting, and also kind of shows through here as well. So again, I think it's a good combination. As long as you put it for the main ones here and here, it just adds kind of that like kind of metallic, kind of modern feel to it. So again, that's just my recommendations. You don't have to have any of this, honestly, but again, if you want total overkill, well then, I got you covered. So next we're going to be talking about the Thor hammer that I was talking about, and also the Coloilights tiles that go behind it. Now again, this is completely extra, you don't need it. If you're overclocking, I don't think you probably would want to do this just because it may overheat. I'm not sure, I'm not liable for anything, but again, I don't overclock it. It just looks cool to me, and you know what, that's what I do it for. You know, when I'm going on Twitch, which will be soon, if you feel to check it out, I am going to... It's a nice centerpiece, really, just to kind of have that in the background. But either way, it's very simple. So basically, these tiles have like really tight dimensions that you could do. So you can have really weird mixtures and things like that. And what I made is, which again, I'll leave down at the very end, kind of give you a little show of all the different configurations, or at least the ones that I did and how I did it. And I won't go through actually how to set them up because they're really quite straightforward. If you want me to, again, put down the comments below, and I'll gladly do that for you. Because, again, I was really interested about all this stuff. So, again, yeah, I'll gladly do that. But, again, I really like Thor. I really like the comic book series. So, for me, I thought how cool would it be just to kind of have that with a fire in there. And, yeah, I kind of one day thought, well, no, why don't I try that? And I was like, although it looks really bad, If you go outside, you go on the other side, it looks probably really bad because you have the tiles. But when it's on, hey, you know, it looks great. So, hey, if you want to do that for Twitch or something like that, or actually a place where you're actually showing the PC, I definitely recommend it. And then the same goes for the lights, the Philip lights. Again, these are completely extra. You don't really need them. I am working right now on my next video after the Let's Play, if I can actually get the OBS configurations and all the settings right, because it keeps messing up. I don't know if I'm going to do that first or it's going to be the smart office, but I have officially made a smart office where I don't even turn off the lights. It's all done by Alexa. And in playing with that, I use the Philip ambient lights. So again, I won't go into that. I'll do that in probably another video in the future. But again, make sure that you press the like and subscribe buttons, to kind of, be alert whenever I start doing that. But yeah, again, it's very simple. And also what's really cool about that is you can really have different colors. So for example, I have just your generic colors. But if I wanted to, I could have red lights, pink, blue, any color you want, which is perfect for any build. Not only this, but if you wanted, let's say, ice build or just blue or I don't know, anything. Well, so again, thank you everyone. Thank you for taking time to watch the video. If you made it to the end, you're incredible. And I hope that maybe you can smash that like, as I'm really trying to grow the channel. And also I have some really great videos coming up. So I have my Let's Play where I'll be going over the Borderlands DLC. And hopefully I'm going to be doing that and aim to do all the DLCs. Of course, till Cyberpunk comes next, which again, I'm super excited to have that pre-ordered. And also, I'm going to be going on Twitch soon. Again, maybe after Cyberpunk, maybe that's when I start doing Twitch. So that's the idea. Again, that's the plan. Who knows? Things happen. COVID happens. Everything happens. Either way, so again, that's the plan here. But again, if you really like these videos, these type of theme videos, I like the fire theme. But again, I'm willing to try different ones. As you could probably see here in the examples I have American one. Again, just playing around with things. So again, drop down in the comments if you want me to make another theme. I'll definitely happily kind of look into it and see what I can do. Also, be on the lookout for how to make your office a smart office. And yes, either way, thank you for joining in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little fast forward of all the different configurations, how I did that. And yeah, again, feel free to stop the video and yeah, copy what I did. Take care, everyone, and see you in the Okay, this part, just going quickly over all of the different layers for each of the keyboards. So, gonna say nothing, and I'm just going to put it out there.